Knockout, brother. I'm not going for a fight, I'm going to win, always. You never see the Albanian punchers. I'm waiting for a long time for this big fight coming up, but it's a surprise.
What's your reaction to the fact that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua has been signed? You are trying to get in the way of that fight happening, right?
It's not going to happen. I'm going to cancel that fight. I'm going to win in July 25th. Knockout, brother.
Okay.
I respect you a lot. You're a great fighter ever, brother, but in the ring, I don't have respect for nobody.
You know, when I was taking my notes, when I was watching you, one of the things I said, I swear to God, I said, I want you to show me no respect. And this is perfect for me. So thank you. I want you to come in the ring and give me no respect and try and do what you think you can do best, because across the ring is someone who will be doing the exact same.
I'm going to do my best, my brother.
Good luck.
I promise you.
Good luck.
So we don't need 12 rounds. We don't need 1,000 punches. We just need 1 or 2 good punches on AJ's jaw to get him uncomfortable. We've seen it time and time again. When he gets hit in the right spot, he gets out of his comfort zone and loses control. And once we get him to that place, KP can step in and take over the fight. It's a really risky fight for Anthony Joshua. And let's look at it from the other perspective. He's a live dog. He's going to come for everything. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to take him out of his comfort zone, and he's going to fight very defensively. And I think you're going to see that if he lands 1 or 2 punches in the right spot and he counters AJ, you're going to see a very uncomfortable, unbalanced AJ, and he's going to be ripe for the pick.
The thing about he's saying about AJ is this is a lose-lose for him, and unless AJ goes in there and dominates him and knocks him out, which I believe he'll do inside 3 rounds, if not 2, I think it is a lose-lose for him, and I think Prenga's right in that respect to throw that out there.
I don't think that's not. That's
what it is. You're looking at someone who's just won a big heavyweight fight, sold out Wembley, and you're going to say, well, he'd lose to Moses Atama, Ajit Cabiel might beat him. How does he do with Fabio Wardley? You know, you're going to look at this guy who's just won the biggest fight in British boxing history, but he's not got a world title on.
But they aren't fighting to be the best now, are they?
No, they're not. And that's why it's not got the appeal or the draw.
They're fighting to see who's the better of them two.
Tony, who needs it more for their legacy?
They're settling their beef, aren't they?
Who needs it more for the legacy?
Before Anthony Joshua can even think about Tyson Fury, Kristian Prenga is promising a knockout that could shatter those blockbuster plans. Brimming with confidence, Prenga insists he will knock out Anthony Joshua and boldly promises their fight will not make it past the 10th round.
Like an accident.
He went through a lot of stuff, right? And go ahead, bro. He went through a lot of stuff. He was out of boxing for a while. He had the car accident, which he feels sorry for it. And it's his time.
It's your time now.
Yep.
You believe you can knock him out?
I believe, I promise you, it's not going to go 10 rounds in the fight.
And according to manager Keith Sullivan, that is not just talk. Their plan is not to go 12 rounds, believing Joshua's skills will be tested long before then.
KP, Kristian Prenga, understands the odds against him. He understands the doubt that's been placed on him. But he has absolutely no fear, tremendous confidence that he can win this fight. Kristian is a very heavy-handed puncher. I brought in some of the top sparring partners that we've been able to get our hands on. They have called me up and been amazed at how heavy-handed and what a hard puncher he is and how much of a beating they've been taking in sparring. So we don't need 12 rounds. We don't need 1,000 punches. We just need 1 or 2 good punches on AJ's jaw to get him uncomfortable. We've seen it time and time again. When he gets hit in the right spot, he gets out of his comfort zone and loses control. And once we get him to that place, KP can step in and take over the fight. It's a really risky fight for Anthony Joshua. And let's look at it from the other perspective.
Firing back, Anthony Joshua makes it clear Prenga has already dug his own grave, and now the tension is rising even deeper ahead of fight night. At the same time, Spencer Oliver insists Anthony Joshua is levels above Kristian Prenga and says Prenga's heavy hands will not trouble him.
I just think that these guys, they just dig a grave. The grave's already been dug, but they keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm just going to do what I need to do. I got full belief. I just know exactly what I need to do. I'm not worrying, I respect it. I respect every opponent. But when I look at myself, I know what I've got to do and I know I'm going to deliver. So I do. So I do, it's what I'm going to do.
Firing shots at Anthony Joshua, Keith claims his prime is gone and revisits modern opponents who have previously rocked and troubled him inside the ring.
You must admit that he is at a lot lower level than Anthony Joshua. He's He's never competed at that sort of level. Anthony Joshua knows what he's going in with here. Your guy is very heavy-handed, yes, but from the footage that you've seen online from him, he doesn't he's not mixed, and he doesn't seem to be at that level as Anthony Joshua, and I suppose that's where this is all coming from. It's a calculated gamble from Joshua's side of things because they want a test of some sort, a guy that is heavy-handed, see where Anthony Joshua's
Spencer, why don't
sitting
you
right
just
now.
say it? Joshua is at a different level than Prenga.
Of course.
As far as you're concerned.
Of course.
But we concede that.
On you go, Keith.
We've conceded that. We don't doubt that. But KP is a caliber enough of a fighter that he can take over in the ring and win this fight. That's the point that we've been making.
Adding fuel to the fire, Tony Bella believes the matchup is more of a formality than a real threat, suggesting it has been set up mainly to test Anthony Joshua in training camp rather than under fight night pressure. Explaining that Joshua's team want to see how he responds in sparring when fatigue sets in and intensity rises. He also adds that if Tyson Fury was the only option available, Joshua would have taken it without hesitation.
Fight him.
Yep.
He got sparked out by Daniel Dubois, knocked down 4 times. Prior to that, he fought the Swede, whose claim to fame was that 5 years prior.
Hellenius, Otto Wallin, Robert Hellenius, Jermaine Franklin. Yeah,
Otto Wallin, whose claim to fame was he almost ended Tyson Fury fight because of a cut. Hellenius, who took the fight on short notice, who I think went 12 rounds with him, and his claim to fame was he got knocked out in 30 seconds by Deontay Wilder.
Correct.
Prior to that, he lost to Usyk twice, and he lost to Ruiz once. And the second time when he beat Ruiz took him 12 rounds.
True.
Okay, Keith.
So when you look at the modern day Anthony Joshua, it's not the days of the old age.
Hear you.
Okay, Keith, let me put this to you then. Do you think your guy belongs in the same sort of caliber then as an Otto Wallin or a Jermaine Franklin? Would your guy do a number on those?
At a time when Kristian Prenga is promising to end it before 10 rounds, Carl Froch weighs in and believes the warm-up fight will not change much for Anthony Joshua ahead of a potential Tyson Fury showdown. Froch says Joshua will still deal with Prenga comfortably and sees no real danger in the matchup. However, he adds that while Joshua should handle it with ease, the fight will not give him much meaningful preparation for Fury in his view.
I'm not going to lie, I think this fight is a formality, but ultimately the reason it's happening is because his team want to see what happens in camp. His team want to see him pushed in sparring. His team want to see when you're in sparring and it gets around 7, 8, you feel a little bit tired. I want to see what happens up here. This fight is happening to please a camp, I believe.
But do you think AJ, if given the option, would have gone straight to Tyson Fury, as opposed to having this warm-up fight?
I believe if he was told this is the only option you've got to face Tyson Fury, he'd have said yes.
Giving his breakdown, Carl Froch does not see Kristian Prenga troubling Anthony Joshua, believing Prenga has not faced elite opponents of this era. He expects it to be a relatively easy task for Joshua. However, Froch highlights that the 12-week camp will reveal whether Joshua still has it or not. Tony Bellew agrees, insisting that during fight week, the grit and power will return and Joshua will be ready to shock the world once again.
But AJ should be able to go in there and probably walk through.
So then is it a warm-up?
Well, it's still a warm-up fight because it's an easy touch. It's a mark time fight. It's just...
Does that prepare you for Tyson, though?
No, it doesn't. But it gets through the motions, and if you can get 5 or 6 rounds in there, which he managed that with
the
Fake Paul,
level of criticism that went into the Jake Paul fight, Fake Paul, as you say, that was
he's
like,
not a real boxer, is he? So I call him Fake Paul because he's pretending to be a
Tony,
boxer. But
real
he's not.
boxer?
He's fought boxers, mate. He got in the ring with AJ with tennis gloves on. Listen, I'm not saying he's a world class. He got in the ring with.
You've got to give him credit for that.
Yeah,
and I give him credit for getting in with AJ.
Mate, he got in the ring with tennis gloves on. Very few people will get in the boxing ring with AJ.
Different to what Carl Froch sees, Tony Bellew holds strong belief in Anthony Joshua, saying the training under guidance of Alexander Usyk will have a major impact on him. Bellew feels Joshua has rebuilt key parts of his game and mindset during camp. He believes that with this preparation, Joshua will not only survive what is coming next, but also come out sharper, more composed, and fully ready for the challenges ahead in the ring.
He's a little bit of an unknown quantity, Prenga, even though he's, like you say, if you look at his career, he's not fought anybody. He's got 20 knockouts in 20 wins, so he looks like he's a puncher, but who's he punching? You know what I mean?
I think everyone's missing the point purely about this.
But AJ can go in there and get a few rounds, go through the motions, see how he feels in training camp. He's still got to do a training camp. Still got to get through all the
camp.
That's the
that's the answer. And then he'll know if he still fancies it, if he still enjoys the game.
It's a 12-week camp. with a new team? How do you respond in hard moments in sparring? How do you respond in 2 or 3 hard days back to back in the gym? How are you going to respond when I've got 3 sparring partners sparring 12 rounds with you and I'm telling them, knock them down, you've got X amount? They need to see what's in the tank with Josh. They need to see where he's at here, because they're going to try and put him through hell in the camp. They all know on paper, but this fight with this Prenga guy, it's irrelevant.
With Kristian Prenga warning Anthony Joshua he may never reach the Tyson Fury fight, Carl Froch adds another intriguing layer, saying he does not see any path where Joshua beats Fury. In Froch's view, Fury would win on points with control and experience. He also criticizes Joshua, insisting he no longer fights with real hunger and is mainly focused on financial gain. Froch warns that inside camp, Joshua may soon realize this final push is not truly meant for him anymore.
This fight with this Prenga guy, it's irrelevant. It's not even a question. It's what goes on in that camp that's the U6 team will see, and that's where all the answers will be done there.
Does he still want to be a pro boxer, AJ? Does he still want to fight in big fights? We will find out in the camp. And the fight's won or lost in the camp. So he'll go through the camp, it'll be good. And if you can take his time for 3, 4, 5 rounds, like he did with Jake Paul,
might have to carry him.
Just take his time, carry him a little bit, and then get the job done.
I don't think he was carrying Jake Paul, to be fair. I think he was trying to take him up. But
22-foot ring as well.
As we know, it's so hard. No matter how much your experience is, if you want to run in a boxing ring, you can run. It doesn't matter how, as long as you've got the basics down to a T, you can run. And I think Josh has gone in
Survival
that ring.
mode.
Yeah, gone in that ring petrified.
Brushing off the claims made by Carl Froch and Kristian Prenga's warning, Eddie Hearn offers a different picture of Anthony Joshua's mindset inside camp. Hearn says he has rarely seen Joshua with such clarity about his direction, his goals, and what he wants to achieve next. He describes a fighter who is not just focused on the immediate challenge, but also visualizing a bigger path that includes major names and undisputed ambitions. However, Hearn still highlights that Joshua remains grounded on the current task, showing focus for fight night while carrying a renewed sense of belief and excitement about what comes after.
It was one of the best bits of content I've ever done with AJ. I've never seen him with so much clarity about what he's doing, where he is, and what he wants to do. Like in this will drop soon with the zone, but basically he's talking about I want to hurt Prenga, I want to destroy him, and then I want to knock out Tyson Fury, and then I want to try and become undisputed heavyweight world champion. Like he's always been I've got July 25th my focus and I'm not looking beyond that. He's looking beyond it. He's got a plan. He's got the belief in what he's doing at the moment that makes him feel excited about the future. And I'm really excited.
Giving his advice on how Anthony Joshua can secure victory, Tim Brady says the key is simple pressure from the start. He explains Joshua must take the fight directly to his opponent, avoid the big right hand, and force him into uncomfortable exchanges. According to him, once Joshua applies steady pressure, the opponent will fall into a defensive shell and struggle at that level. He believes Joshua's experience and skill advantage should make it a controlled and dominant performance.
But if you, AJ, all you gotta do is take it to him. That's it. Avoid getting hit with a big shot. You know, got a good right hand. All you gotta do is take it to him. You know, this guy right here, he's tough, but he's soft at the same time. He's tough, but he's soft at the same time. So like if you start to put the pressure on him, he ain't never been at that level, and you start hitting him hard, and you bag him in the corner, he gonna tuck up in that high guard, that dummy defense, and he just gonna...
Continuing his breakdown, Brady adds that once Joshua lands clean shots and backs his opponent into the corner, the pressure will expose real weaknesses. He says the high guard defense will only delay the outcome, not change it. While acknowledging the opponent has power, he insists Joshua cannot afford recklessness and must stay sharp. With his experience and boxing IQ, Brady believes it should be straightforward work and ultimately an easy night for Joshua.
And he just gonna take it. That's it. Oh, he gonna try to come back. But again, you got too much experience, AJ. You got too much understanding of boxing, bro. You know, don't get reckless, because he does got pop. But just take it to him, bro, and it should be easy. Easy work.
No matter what, this is another comeback, and once again, Expectations are rising around Anthony Joshua as many believe he must dominate and prove his best against a dangerous opponent with 20 knockouts. Gareth A. Davies and Spencer Oliver insist Joshua needs to finish Kristian Prenga within 2 or 3 rounds to silence doubts. If he fails to do that, they suggest Prenga's team may be right in calling it a lose-lose situation. The pressure now is on Joshua to deliver a statement performance and justify the hype. Talking facts.
No, because this guy's a boxer and he'll make normal shapes. But Prenga said, and I do agree with him.
Former kickboxer, by the way.
Former kickboxer, yeah, but he's boxed for a long time now, 10 years. The thing about he's saying about AJ is this is a lose-lose for him. And unless AJ goes in there and dominates him and knocks him out, which I believe he'll do inside 3 rounds, if not 2, I think it is a lose-lose for him, and I think Prenga's right in that respect to throw that out there.
Absolutely. Again, that's the mind games, you know, and I think that Prenga's spot on with that analogy. You know, Anthony Joshua has to go in there, he has to be spiteful, he has to get the job done for me inside 3 rounds as well. There's no feeling out process. You've got to go in there and show that you are back, make a statement. I think that's what he has to do, AJ. So he's in a lose-lose situation, you know, going into this one, because that's what people expect.
Gareth Davies believes Anthony Joshua must use this fight against Kristian Prenga to truly show why he is still one of the best heavyweights and silence ongoing doubts. In his view, Joshua has not fully proven himself in recent years, and even the recent fight with Jake Paul is dismissed as no real test due to the gap in levels. Now, against a heavy-handed opponent like Prenga, Davies says the challenge is legitimate and must be handled properly, with a full focused camp where nothing is left unchecked in preparation.
AJ, so he's in a lose-lose situation, you know, going into this one, because that's what people expect.
And he hasn't actually won a genuine fight, because you can't, even though we were there, we covered it, it was a great occasion, he won the American audience over. The Jake Paul victory in December last year wasn't a real boxing match. He held Jake Paul up for several rounds and then he broke his jaw in 2 places against a guy who really is 9 levels below him. He's not even an area champion in cruiserweight boxing, let alone heavyweight boxing. So it's been a long time out for him as well. And if this is the warm-up for the biggest monolithic, megalithic boxing match we've ever had in the UK, he needs to have a great camp, to have all the Usyk guys around him, and go out there and prove that he's tip-top.
Insisting that the guidance from Alexander Usyk must show on fight night, Gareth Davies and Spencer Oliver praise Anthony Joshua's training under the mentorship and watchful eye of Usyk in Valencia. They believe Joshua looks noticeably improved, both physically and mentally, with a sharper approach to his preparation. According to them, he has been pushed through a disciplined training regime shaped with military-level structure from Usyk's camp. They feel this setup could be the key factor in unlocking a more focused and dangerous version of Joshua in the ring.
To have all the Usyk guys around him and go out there and prove that he's tip-top.
Absolutely. Listen, he's out training in Valencia with Team Usyk. I think that, you know, he's been under the watchful eye of them. He said he's made improvements, not just physically, but mentally. The training regime has been military as well, and you're going to see a new improved Anthony Joshua. And I know it, even at the age of 36, people are saying, how can you improve? Well, he says that he has improved, and that he's been under the tutelage of Team Usyk. It's going to be interesting.
I think psychologically they've been brilliant for him, and Alexander Usyk is his new mentor and cheerleader, and I love all that. You caught up with Anthony Joshua earlier. It was a fascinating interview. Take a little look at this.
And as the pressure builds and opinions collide, one thing is clear. Anthony Joshua is stepping into a defining moment where every round could reshape his entire legacy. Is this the version of Joshua the heavyweight division has been waiting for? Or will the doubts finally catch up with him inside the ring? Now it all comes down to fight night, where talk ends and truth begin. If you want more updates, breakdowns, and real boxing insight, make sure to subscribe, stay locked in, and never miss what happens next.